Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm here back with Honor of Kings World, and I just wanted to sit here and talk to you guys and girls about the classes and how they work in this game, because the global alpha test is literally next week now, so not about a few more days to go if you're lucky to get into it, of course. So you may be wondering, oh, what classes do I want to maybe try out? Because obviously you're not going to have all of the time in the world. I don't know if they're going to allow it to be like if you can use every single class without having to unlock them. I'm not too sure. So just in case, I thought I would show you how it works in here. So if I go over to the flow styles, that's what they're called. Now, these are the ones that I currently have unlocked, basically, and then there are 4 more that I have not unlocked yet. But I'll just go down in the list. So the 2 that I'm using the most of right now is the Mechright and the Frosty Bloom. So basically, these are 2 support classes. Now, it's not a support as such, like there's multiple support classes, but they're not healers, right? There is only one healer at this current present time. So this class here, the Mechright, is a support class. So you can see here, the supports, they don't deal much damage, but they can boost the abilities of other flow styles. Now, I'm laughing a little bit because it says that the support classes don't deal much damage, but they actually can do quite a bit of damage, to be honest. Fair enough, they might not be as much damage as a full-on DPS. Well, they're not meant to be anyway, but they are pretty damn strong. Right, and then this one here can buff. It applies effects to enhance my combat capabilities, and then the transformation is basically your ultimate ability. So each class, which is basically, it's essentially a weapon. They are characters from the MOBA. So Honor of Kings, if you don't know, is a very, very, very large and very successful MOBA. So all of the heroes from that are basically in this world. But in this game, you can either choose to look like them or you can just use their weapon. And I most of the time just use the weapon. So you have the skills here. I'm not going to do some long breakdown and go through every single class's skills. I can do that later on if people want that sort of thing. But basically, this is a support style character. It buffs yourself with a shield, and you get like a robot helper basically. And then the ice mage, the Frosty Bloom, this is another quote unquote support character. Again, doesn't do much damage, but it gives a shield. Now, this is slightly different because this shield here can be used on yourself, and if you're with like any other teammates, it will also shield those around you as well, which obviously can absorb some incoming damage. And then again, it's talking about the ultimate at the end where it does an ice burst. Now, again, like I say, this is pretty damn strong because you can obviously freeze people. You can you take control of the area. You can shield yourself to reduce some damage. So yeah, it does make me laugh, the fact that it, you know, quote unquote support classes, according to them, don't do much damage. Now this is the primal flow. This is the one that you're going to start off with, and this is what they call the assault class. So basically, think of this as your pure DPS basically. So it utilizes combat resources and attack techniques to inflict massive damage. Now, this weapon you use is a sword. I can show you the weapons here. I should have done that first. I'll go back to the stop. So this is the mech one. So of course you can see it's a robotic arms and stuff. Then of course I said the Frosty Bloom is an ice mage, so it's a staff. And then the Primal Flow is a one-handed sword, pretty damn nice. So this is basically, like I said, your assault class, pure DPS, just think of it like that. Then we have the Grace of Lotus. Now, this is another support class, and this is the only healing class. At this present moment of time, this class actually does heal. So she is your healer. And then the weapon that you have is an artifact, basically. Now, this is a very good, very strong class. So maybe you want to have this, you want to have the Primal Flow for your DPS, and then you want to use the Grace of Lotus for your self-sustain. And also, if you're doing, obviously, content with other people, you can then heal them. Now, How this game works is very similar to a lot of other games. You basically use 2 weapons at one time. And as you can see, you can unlock every single one, but you can only use 2 at a time. And I would urge you to try to find the 2 or 3 at a stretch that you want to use, because you need to use materials to upgrade all of these. So you don't want to stretch yourself out by trying to obviously upgrade every single class at once. So pick your favorite 2, at most pick your favorite 3, and then funnel your resources and materials into those 3. And then obviously later on, if you want to change, then move on to another one. So let's move on from there. So then we have the Blade of Defiance. This is what they call the Clash. So this is more like your tanks basically. And you can see that here because it will tell you that these classes that are in the Clash category are more likely to draw aggro in team battles. So this guy has a parry as well. So this is pretty much just a full-on tank character, and the weapon that you get is a big, hefty, heavy sword. So pretty damn cool if that's your playstyle. Then moving down, we have another assault DPS class. This is the Sword of Stars. Very flashy, very fast-paced. A lot of damage as well, and the weapon you have for this one is another one-handed sword, but it's very, very flashy and it's very different to the Primal Flow. Then we have, going down again, we have the Fiery Cannons, which you can see is literally 2 massive cannons on your character. This is in the DPS assault class, does big damage, lots of rockets, lots of bullets and explosions. Very fun class. Now here we are in the locked section. So these are classes that I haven't unlocked yet for myself, but I have played them. I've tried them out because you can try them out sometimes in PvP and stuff like that. This is a bow and arrow class. So again, full DPS, very effective against breaking shielded enemies. Of course, like I said, it's a bow and arrow. So you have, of course, a bow and arrow. Very fun class to play. You have to be, good at kiting with this class because, of course, you're pretty much a glass cannon. You can die quite easily. Then we've got here on the next one, Dual Blades. This is the twin form edges. So again, this is under the Clash section. So again, draws a lot of threat. Now this class isn't a tank, but think more like a bruiser. If you like the bruiser sort of play style, this will be one for you. Very fun to play as well. Then the next one is another support class, the final support class that we currently have, the Power of Time. This one is all about mobility restriction and also buffing your combat capability. So this is all about time. So you can slow down the enemy, you can slow down the time and make them obviously not move very easily. And then of course you can buff your abilities as well. I like this one. Again, of course, it doesn't do much damage, but it does. It does do quite a lot of damage. And then last but not least, we have the Scarlet Waltz. Now, this one is, I don't know why, but this is the Assassin class. You can see that they use dual blades. It's in the Clash section, so again, they do pull a lot more aggro, but they're definitely not a tank. They're definitely an assassin. They have high burst damage, a lot of output of damage, and there's a mechanic where they basically, if you go into the raw DPS mode, you actually lose health when you attack, but the more health that you lose, the more DPS, the more output of DPS you do. So the lower your health is, the more damage you do. Then you obviously switch back to the healing stance, heal yourself back up, and then go again. So yeah, I wouldn't class this in the class section. For me, this is a very high DPS class, but for whatever reason, it's in the class section. But it's very, very strong. Takes a bit of getting used to. I haven't really mastered this class yet, but in PvP, guys, it's definitely one. If you want to climb that, if you want to do well in PvP, you like doing big damage, you like getting in there, causing havoc and getting out, I would recommend trying this class, trying to get good with this one. PvE, it's so in PvE. But yeah, my favorites for now so far have been the arrow class, bow and arrow class, the Primal Flow, the Ice Mage, and then the Mech. Those have been my favourites so far. But I can see myself, you know, I play all of them. In PvP, I mix and match. Sometimes I use the ones I use. Sometimes I go and, you know, try out different ones. But I can't sit here and say that I don't like. I literally don't dislike any of the classes, which I think is that's a good thing. So it's a good problem to have that I there's too much choice for me. I actually like all of them so far, and of course there is going to be a lot more to come as the game obviously progresses and new updates arrive and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick little overview. Like I said, it wasn't anything in depth. I didn't want to do an in-depth video yet, but leave me a comment down below if you want some more actual in-depth guides and tips about, you know, specific weapon combinations and stuff like that. I'll be happy to do that later on. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like I said, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Honor of Kings World videos coming from me. Hope you get into the alpha test, and see you soon. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Peace.